Hey, crypto family. So before I expose Bitconnect 2.0 as fake and a couple other news articles, first I want to go over the market. So unfortunately, the market's down a lot today. Bitcoin's down over 4% to $7,663, and all of the altcoins are down the same percent or even more. A couple are in the positive, but again, not by much. So today's a big down day. I know everyone's kind of bummed about that, but again, you got to remember the market goes in cycles. You can never predict exactly what's going to happen. So looking at the chart right here, this is a daily chart. You can see right now that Bitcoin went to a low today of $7,497. So we're right near that support I mentioned of 7,300. If you're thinking about buying more Bitcoin, I definitely recommend waiting until it comes closer to this level and potentially starting to ease in, and then potentially further adding in if it does hit this 6,500 level. So these are two very strong supports right now, and hopefully we can bounce off of this support and then break and try to retest this 8,400 resistance. So again, the RSI is continuing to decline, getting more towards that average level. It's still overbought right now at about 63, but again, it's good that it's declining because that means there's more room to run if we do have a future rally. Now, what's interesting here is looking at the longs versus shorts. Before, they were actually staying constant, but now you can see the longs are declining, the shorts are increasing, which tells me shorts are gaining confidence now. But at the same time, there's more potential for a short squeeze the more shorts that we do have. So they're still low, which means Bitcoin could decline some more before possibly having that short squeeze. But again, anything could happen, so just waiting to see what happens at the support level, not rushing to buy it at all, and just being patient. That's the biggest thing in these markets. Patience will save you. So first, I want to talk about Bitconnect 2.0. Now, if any of you are wondering, exactly what Bitconnect 2.0 was, of course, I'm sure you heard of Bitconnect. It was one of the biggest Ponzi schemes for crypto in all of history. And I never supported Bitconnect. I never made a video on it because I knew it was a Ponzi scheme and I wouldn't feel right making videos and profiting off referral links. So again, I never supported it. I knew it was a Ponzi scheme. And recently, a couple days ago, article came out. It said PSA Bitconnect 2.0 triggers countdown to resurrect greatest crypto Ponzi ever. Basically, they show this website where it's Bitconnect.io, not the original one, but this one is a new one, and it has a countdown of Bitconnect. And then it's saying that they'll have be ready to buy it on Binance, and saying all these things. And basically, if you search Google for Bitconnect, you can see all these people were talking about it. It was by Coin News made an article about it. Bitcoinist made an article about it. Cointelegraph. I mean, a lot of reputable news companies made an article about it, and it turned out just to be a big scam. So if you actually go, one of the people here on Twitter actually exposed it from their website, this image link. If you press F12, if you're on Internet Explorer, you can see here the coding for it. They actually got it from an article in 2018, which is basically a copy of an image, which one, turns out it's fake. But even more so, if you actually go to the direct Twitter that it references, Bitconnect 2_0, you can actually see here that at the very bottom, the owner of this Twitter says, dude, the whole thing was a joke from the get-go. I'm just trying to get rid of this domain. And if you go to the domain, bitconnect.io, then you can see here that it's actually for sale. He was just trying to sell it the whole time. There was never actually a Bitconnect 2.0. So just wanted to expose that because a lot of people, made videos about it, and it's actually not even happening. And, anything relatively even similar to Bitconnect, stay far away from it. These things are scams, Ponzi schemes. Again, something with referral links that makes money, 90% of the time is going to be a scam. So stay away from those. If something's too good to be true, then stay away, especially if it's saying 1% and daily return every day. I mean, that's going to be a scam. So just want to expose that and make sure that everyone is tracking that is not a real thing. There is no Bitconnect 2.0. It was all a joke. Now, second article is a positive one about Venezuela. So, of course, Venezuela is one of the third world countries that people are focusing on for crypto use as saving it, because basically they have a lot of hyperinflation, which means every single day their fiat currency is worth less and less. They can buy less goods with it, which means that they're rushing out there every day to spend their money as fast as they can because it's going to be worth less the next day. And what it says here is that crypto is helping people in Venezuela. Basically, it says every week from February to April, Cordero received a deposit of EOS tokens through a cell phone app. She then traded the digital money for local currency through online transfers and used the funds to shop in market stalls. So there was a company, a Silicon Valley startup, that donated cryptocurrency to hundreds of Venezuelan families. Basically, they donated $7 worth of EOS. I believe it was at least once a day or once a week. And then these people in Venezuela were able to transfer that money to fiat and then buy, actual food, and more food than they would buy originally, because it says here that they were actually eating off of rice and beans, and it says we finally got to eat chicken, and there were also vegetables for the kids. So eventually that did run out. I believe there's a 3-month trial period, and now they aren't receiving any EOS anymore, which now they're back to, their rice and beans. And it says they found the idea testing ground in Venezuela, where the annual inflation rate by some estimates has soared to a staggering 67,000%, forcing millions to scavenge daily to feed themselves. That's insane. I mean, any currency that inflates that much is just going to be worthless. And what it wants to do is it wants to make it to where basically the people in Venezuela, they can use a crypto app and then have that app to just hold their cryptocurrencies, and have it where businesses can actually accept that cryptocurrency, to where it'll protect them against inflation, and it'll make their daily lives easier. So that's one of the biggest things they're trying to do right now, is get people tech savvy with crypto in Venezuela, by giving it out, and then eventually they'll become comfortable with it, and then merchants will start accepting it, and they won't have to, rush out to buy their food. They can actually think about what they want. They can barter, they can bargain, and again, it'll give them a second chance at actually, living a better life, versus just having to spend their money right away because it's becoming worth less and less. So something, I liked, and I like when you see we're helping these third world countries out, and again, it's great to see the great use that crypto has. Now, third article I want to talk about is by Gizmodo, and it talks about Game of Thrones star joins board of cryptocurrency startup for vegans. And no, we didn't just throw darts at the wall covered in buzzwords. So this star, Jerome Flynn, he's better known as Braun of the Blackwater and one half of Robson and Jerome, has taken on an advisory position with a crypto startup aimed at promoting vegan lifestyle choices and ethical food production. So basically, you've heard, when influencers, celebrities get involved in cryptocurrencies because it's easier to make a quick buck. And basically, this vegan coin hopes to raise between 10 million and 60 million on its initial coin offering. And it says Flynn stands to rake in some unspecified chunk of 10% of the proceeds from Vegan Nation's ICO. And okay, if this sounds like a scam, or it sounds like, they're just trying to make money, it's because they are. The same thing happened with Floyd Mayweather, DJ Khaled. Again, they were fined because they found out they were just being incentivized to promote this ICO. Steven Seagal also endorsed his very real sounding Bitcoin 2.0 and then abandoned the project shortly after getting hit with the cease and desist. So, even though celebrities are still getting into cryptos, one, that's good for mainstream coverage, but again, it's not good in the sense that they're basically defrauding a lot of the investors, because they're doing it just because they're getting paid to do it. So that's something you have to keep in mind with all these ICOs that are being sponsored by celebrities. 9 times out of 10, I almost want to say 10 times out of 10, they're getting paid a substantial amount to promote these ICOs. So never really get into these, because half the time the ICO is going to shut down and you're going to lose all your money. Now, this last article here I want to talk about is crypto exchange Robinhood, and supposedly it says Robinhood files for bankruptcy in alleged exit scam. So they had a token they raised, DXN token, which it raised $3.5 million last month. It says the company currently in the process of laying off employees and restructuring. And it says here that classy exit scam from Robinhood and Dexon Foundation. After raising $3 million just last month, they unlocked all tokens, dumped on the market, and announced that they appointed a liquidator. Now, May 20th was whenever the tokens would be available for selling. And if you actually look at the price here, you can very small see it here, so I'll go ahead and zoom in for you. But on May 20th, you can see all these tokens that dumped. It went from 15 cents to a low of 4 cents. And actually, you can see here at the very bottom, it went 1.5 cents. So nearly a 90% decline from where it was at. And people are saying that's because the company dumped all their coins. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what everyone's saying right now. And it says confusion around the token dump. And then it talks about, while DXN managed to rebound after the massive dip, it saw almost 6% drop its value wiped out. The news also affected the price of Robinhood's native coin, which suffered a 50% loss. And, I don't think that's a coincidence. It says, however, there's still no official information for when Robinhood will be closing its doors, with the exchange still handling a daily trading volume of just under 1 million. However, there are still conflicting claims around the exchange's bankruptcy filing. So it's pretty weird that, again, their token ICO dips a lot right whenever it's able to be sold, and then also they file for bankruptcy. So it's not looking good for them. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully they're not having an exit scam, but again, you always have to be careful with these new companies and always look for the ones that are most reputable and most transparent. So such as Bittrex, Binance, and then Coinbase, all those companies that are in the spotlight that are very reputable, that actually their CEOs are taking the time to be transparent and they follow the rules and regulations. For example, Bittrex does, and then Binance has a transparent CEO. Those are all things you want to look for whenever you are deciding what exchange to trade on. But I recommend always keeping your tokens or your coins in a cold storage wallet so that you don't have to worry about an exchange performing an exit scam. So with that, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, comment if you have any questions, and please subscribe if you haven't. Really appreciate it. Love all my subscribers and everyone who watches my videos. Until next time, thanks for watching.